Welcome everybody, this is Miss Heather and I'm here to read you a story called Oscar and the Frog, a book about growing by Jeff Waring. So this will be fun to see how things grow. Oscar and the Frog, a book about growing. One spring day by the pond, Oscar saw some creatures he had not seen before. Frog hopped up. "They're tadpoles," Frog said. "I was a tadpole before I grew." Oscar stared at Frog. He didn't look like a tadpole at all. "Don't be silly, Frog," Oscar said, laughing. "'Cause does he look like that?" "No." "It's true," Frog said, and he told Oscar how frogs grow. "At first, I looked like a dot in an egg. The egg was as soft as jelly." This is here. "I grew in the egg, then hatched out as a wriggly tadpole. I could breathe underwater through gills like a fish. I was hungry for pondweed. It helped me grow. Later, my gills disappeared as I grew lungs to breathe air with. I grew back legs. Then front legs, and my tail started to shrink. After 3 months, I was a little frog. I kicked my new legs and jumped out of the water to live on the bank." "What else hatches out of eggs?" Oscar asked. They looked in the pond. Frog showed Oscar some eggs that had been laid underwater. "Many water snails lay their eggs in pouches of jelly on stones or plants." And here's "Dragonflies often lay their eggs on a plant stem just below the water." So here's the water line. And they lay their eggs right there. "Fish lay lots of eggs. The perch winds hers in long threads around plants, twigs, or stones." So like all the way around. They looked on the bank and Frog showed Oscar some eggs that had been laid where it's dry. "Many kinds of butterflies lay their eggs on the undersides of leaves. When the caterpillars hatch out of the eggs, they eat the leaves." Here's the little eggs there. "Many birds lay their eggs in nests high off the ground. Here the chicks will be safe from animals who might want to eat them when they hatch. Ducks often nest on the ground close to water so their ducklings will be able to swim quickly away from danger." Here's a duck nest. "Do plants hatch out of eggs?" Oscar asked. "No," said Frog. "Most plants sprout from seeds. Each plant makes its own kind of seed. The seeds of apple trees are stored inside their fruit." So they're in the very middle in the core. "Strawberry plants have small seeds on the outsides of their fruit." No seeds we eat. We just eat the whole thing. "Poppy plants have tiny seeds. They are light enough to be carried by the wind." "Coconuts are the seeds of coconut palm trees. They are huge and can float." Coconuts are huge. "Most seeds ripen above the ground, but the seeds of the peanut plant grow in the earth." Oh my goodness, so many different kinds of seeds. "Did I hatch out of an egg, or did I sprout from a seed?" Oscar asked. "Neither," said Frog. "You were born. You looked a lot like you do now, only much smaller, with fur and paws, ears, and a tail. You were hungry for milk from your mother." Here's a cat with its little kittens. "Why was I hungry for milk?" Oscar asked. "It helped you to grow," said Frog. "Milk for you, pondweed for me, leaves for these caterpillars, and bugs," a little bug, "for those baby birds. We all need different food to grow." Oscar stretched. "I am so big now," he told Frog. "But you're not as big as you will be," said Frog. "Are you?" asked Oscar. "Yes," Frog answered. "I've stopped growing now. I'm as big as I'm going to get." "How long does it take to grow up?" Oscar asked. "It depends," said Frog. "This flower will be full grown in a few days. But this young tree won't be tall until you are a very old cat." Trees take a long time to grow, don't they? "The baby birds will be as big as their parent next spring," Frog went on. But the tadpoles will take 3 springs or more to be as big as I am. Each living thing takes its own time. Just then Oscar saw that his mother was coming. What about me? He asked Frog. How long will I stay a kitten? You will be a full-grown cat by winter, Frog said, as big as your mother is now. Oscar looked at his mother. She was much bigger than he was. Don't be silly, Frog, he said, laughing. It's true, Frog said. Wait and see. So now let's do some thinking about growing. By the pond, Oscar found out about these things. Beginnings. Living things begin in different ways. Some hatch out of eggs, so there's some eggs. Some sprout from seeds, so seeds. And some are born. Kittens are born. How did you begin? On your next walk, look for living things that hatch, sprout, or are born. So that's an interesting thing, because if you think about hatching, you got to think about all the different kinds of birds and stuff. And all the plants from seeds. Food. All living things have to eat to grow. They need different kinds of foods. Pondweed, which was the tadpole. Leaves, which was the caterpillar. And bugs, which was the birds. What helped you to grow when you were young? What do you eat that helps you grow now? I eat cheese and fruits and vegetables. Getting bigger. Living things grow at different speeds. So this plant will be fully bloomed in a few days. These baby birds will be full-grown birds in a few months. This tadpole will be a full-grown frog in a few years. And this tree will be full-grown in many years. How long will it take you to grow as big as your mother or father? Oscar thinks growing is great. Do you think so too? I do think growing is great. And all living things are very interesting to watch grow and learn and get bigger and enjoy their surroundings. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you again soon.